Okay, so in this video we're going to learn how to find the volume and surface area of spheres. The surface area of a sphere can be given by the formula SA is equal to 4 pi r squared, and the volume of a sphere can be given by the formula V is equal to 4 over 3 pi r cubed. Now how I memorize this is that surface area, or area, is always given in square units. Okay, so surface area is always in square units. For example, centimeters squared or meters squared, etc. That's why it's pi r squared. Volume is always given in cubic units, such as centimeters cubed or meters cubed. That's why it's pi r cubed. Okay, so that's how I memorize these two formulas. Okay, so let's have a look at a few examples. Question 1. Find the surface area and volume of a sphere of radius 7 centimeters correct to 2 dp. So we know surface area, the formula is 4 pi r squared. So when we substitute the radius of 7 into the formula, we can put that into the calculator to get an answer. 4 pi times 7 squared is 615.75 centimeters squared. The volume is given by the formula 4 over 3 pi r cubed. Just substitute that in, 4 over 3 times pi times 7 cubed. 4 over 3 times pi times 7 cubed, which is 1436.76. 1436.76 centimeters cubed. 1436.76 centimeters cubed. Question 2 says, find the surface area and volume of a sphere with a diameter of 13 meters correct to 2 decimal places. So this is exactly the same as question 1, except we're not given a radius, we are given the diameter. So surface area is equal to 4 pi r squared. So the surface area is 4 pi times half the diameter, which is 6.5, because that's what the radius is, squared. So when we put that in our calculator, 4 pi times 6.5 squared, we get 530.93 meters squared. Volume is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. So that equals to 4 over 3 times pi times 6.5 cubed. Okay, we want the radius, not the diameter. Four over 3 times pi times 6.5 cubed. 1150.35. 1150.35 meters cubed. Question 3. Find the surface area and volume of this hemisphere. So with this hemisphere, we know it's half of a full sphere, 4 pi r squared, except that we need to include this circle that has been created from cutting the sphere into 2. So we need to add another circle, which is pi r squared. Half of 4 pi r squared is 2 pi r squared, and 2 pi r squared plus 1 pi r squared is 3 pi r squared. Now we can substitute this radius into the formula. So we have 3 pi times the radius, 3 squared. 3 pi times 3 squared is 84.82 millimeters squared. The volume is just half of a full sphere, 4 over 3 pi r cubed. So that gives us half times 4 over 3 times pi times 3 cubed. Okay, that's the radius. So half times 4 over 3 times pi times 3 cubed is equal to 56.55 millimeters cubed. Question 4 says, find the radius of a sphere with volume 10 meters cubed corrected to 2 decimal places. So we're given the volume. So the formula for the volume of a sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. And so we're going to replace that v with a 10, because the question says that the volume is 10. So 10 is equal to 4 over 3 pi r cubed. We're going to get rid of this fraction by multiplying by 3, and 10 times 3 is 30. So that leaves us with 4 pi r cubed on the right. We're going to divide both sides by 4 pi. So 30 divided by 4 pi will give us r cubed. And therefore, to get the radius, to get r, we need to cube root 30 over 4 pi. Now I can put that into the calculator. The cube root of 30 over 4 pi is equal to 1.34 meters. Okay, it's meters because the radius is a length. It is not area, it is not volume. Therefore, it's not meters squared, it's not meters cubed. It's just meters. Question 5. Find the volume of a sphere corrected 2 decimal places if its surface area is 153.94 centimeters squared. So it gives us the surface area. We know surface area is equal to 4 pi r squared. So we're going to replace surface area with 153.94 is equal to 4 pi r squared. We're going to divide both sides by 4 pi. 153.94 divided by 4 pi will give us r squared, and therefore the radius will equal to the square root of 153.94 over 4 pi. Let's just see what that equals to 2 decimal places. 153.94 over 4 pi. 3.5. Just leave it as 3.5 to 1 dp. So now that we've found the radius, we can actually answer the question, because the question is asking us to find the volume of the sphere. Volume is given by 4 over 3 pi r cubed. So we have the radius, 3.5, and we can enter that into our calculator. Four over 3 times pi times 3.5 cubed is 179.59 centimeters cubed. Okay, before the radius is 3.5 centimeters. Question 6. Find the surface area of a hemisphere, correct to 2 decimal places, if its volume is 499.15 millimeters cubed. So we're given the volume, which is 4 over 3 pi r cubed. We're going to replace V with 499.15. We're going to multiply by 3 to get rid of the fraction. 1497.45. 1497.45 is equal to 4 pi r cubed. I'm going to divide by 4 pi. To get r cubed. And therefore, the radius will equal to the cube root of 1497.45 over 4 pi. Okay, cube root because it says r cubed. The opposite of cubing is cube rooting. So let's see what that equals to. The cube root of 1497.45 over 4 pi is equal to 4.92. Okay, millimeters to 2 decimal places. Now that we've found the radius, we can work out the surface area of this hemisphere. So the surface area we know is going to be half of 4 pi r squared, but we need to add that circle. So remember, half of 4 pi r squared is 2 pi r squared. 2 pi r squared plus 1 pi r squared is 3 pi r squared. We have our radius as 4.92. So our surface area is 3 pi times 4.92 squared. Let's put that in the calculator. 3 pi times, now instead of typing 4.92 squared, I'm just going to keep it as accurate as possible. Because 4.92 was the last answer I calculated on my calculator, I'm just going to type answer and square that. 228.23. 228.23 millimeters squared. Okay. And that's it for this video.